introduce it. All right, yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the Shooting Game Weekly episode. Yeah, 101.
Yeah, quite a feat.
Thank you, thank
The
you.
big 101.
Yeah, we had episode 100 last weekend with Blue Revolver. That was cool. We're actually gonna get that episode on YouTube after we're done with DonPachi today. But yes, DonPachi. We covered DonPachi just a couple weeks ago, and we're going right to DonPachi here. And so yeah, this is Cave's first arcade game in 1995, and we're gonna talk a little bit about kind of what that meant in history, and kind of about how Toaplan went to kind of form Cave and stuff, and at least some of the details that we know. Also, for the content of this episode, we got a counterstop super play from player CHIBARE.
Yeah.
Star. And then we'll be taking a look at maybe a couple other things near the end. But yeah, the guest of this episode is the Armchair General. We'll be calling him General on this episode.
Hello.
So yeah, welcome, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, glad to be on.
And also, Cream is co-hosting with me today as well.
Yo.
So yeah, why don't we talk about DonPachi a little bit here, and how was the first
The first Cave game.
first Cave game? How was it? I mean, yeah. So we're talking a little bit before we went on live about how it was kind of received in the arcades, like because this is 1995, and Street Fighter 2 has been out for about 4 years, and fighting games are really starting to kind of take away from these other gaming genres in the arcades, and Toaplan coming to form, some of the members coming to form into Cave. Yeah, what do you guys gotta say about that? What are some juicy stuff about the release of DonPachi?
Yeah, so like it came after all the guys from Toaplan unfortunately lost their jobs, and one of those guys was Ikeda, and Ikeda decided to make his own company, Cave, and produce STGs. DonPachi, he said, was a very hard game to make for him, simply because he had to deal with making this whole new company, and he had a very hard time deciding how, I guess, Toaplan it needed to be, and he kind of said he lost sight of what exactly it meant to be a Toaplan game. But eventually, when it did release in arcades, it supposedly was pretty successful. Not DonPachi levels of success, but enough to warrant itself a sequel. Any other comments?
Yeah, I did hear that Ikeda didn't really feel satisfied with how it turned out. Like, he thought it was Toaplan, but not Toaplan enough, and kind of lost sight of it.
Well, I'm satisfied with what the final product was.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
So yeah, any other comments on how this game came about?
So yeah, I mean, so some of the Toaplan's their last shmup was Batsugun, and that game was starting to introduce the idea of a bullet hell as we know it today, with simply a lot of bullets on screen. And DonPachi also kind of it doesn't have a ton of bullets, but it's that recognizable Cave wobbly bullet, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it definitely is. For its time, I guess it was pretty revolutionary.
And so it really, I guess that's what was kind of the attraction of it. And then well, I was gonna talk about something else, but I mean, some of the other talking about the identity of Toaplan, some of the other games, their last shmups was Grindstormer or VV.
V5
Oh,
is
V5,
actually...
yeah, V5, my bad. And Fix 8 and Truxton 2, or Tatsujin O. You got Dogyun, kind of going back to 92. So, yeah, these were kind of weird I thought, these games are kind of weird Toho Plan games. Like they're not like, I mean, Tetsujin O is freaking crazy, but Fix 8 and V5, these are kind of like unsung games, and not a lot of people like kind of recognize them a whole lot, and maybe that kind of played into kind of like Toho Plan kind of getting, I don't know, kind of weird at that point, and the landscape of their games changing, and who knows what's all behind, how those games were received. I mean, they might have just been overshadowed because of the fact that Street Fighter 2 was out at that time, and so that type of a traditional style game was kind of weird.
Having played Grindstormer myself and this game, I would say that this game has a lot of parallels with Grindstormer. Like, both were designed by Ikeda, both have like a lot of the same design sensibilities and score system. So it's very similar.
This game is definitely most like similar to like Batsugun, especially the special version, which had like suicide bullets in its loops, and that's where I guess DonPachi got its suicide bullets.
Oh, Grindstormer too.
Oh, really?
Well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so that's kind of interesting. I suppose we're ready to move on to talking about the game itself.
Yeah, and it's like mechanics
and stuff. Yeah, so let's go for it. I'll shift the card here.
So I guess if I were to get into like the very basics, if you have two buttons and there's kind of a third button, which is C auto, which I'll be getting into later. But if you tap the shot button, you'll shoot and your ship moves. But if you hold down that button, you do a laser, and that does more damage, and it halves your, well, maybe not halves, but it lowers your ship speed. And then you can bomb, and as you guys probably might already know, if you're lasering and you bomb, you have a laser bomb, which does more damage, or you have a spread bomb. That's pretty much all I feel I need to get into for the bare bone basics of this game. In terms of scoring, DonPachi has 3 ways you get points. The first is the golden bees, and that's that there are 13 golden bees in every stage. The first one you collect will give you 100 points, and they keep raising, and the next one you collect will be 200 points, and then after that, it keeps raging. The points keep going up until you get to collect the 13th bee, which is worth 100,000 points. But unlike the other DonPachi games, the amount of points the bees are worth do not go up if you collect every bee in the stage. Like with Diojo, you guys probably know the value of the bees go up if you can like be perfect some stages.
Yeah, I think it's okay that we do compare the game to DonPachi, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though that came out afterwards, like I think it's fair to compare because DonPachi is a bit more unsung compared to DonPachi.
It's not as popular, definitely. The next thing I'll get into is chaining. Chaining in this game, you guys probably already know the basics of it. You kill some enemies in a row, and you'll start getting hits, and those hits act as a multiplier. The amount of time you have between 2 enemy kills is 30 frames or 0.5 seconds, and you cannot all chain stages in this game simply because just how this game is designed, and you cannot hold a chain by lasering an enemy like you can in DonPachi.
Right, so yeah, that's kind of the main attraction of this game when it came out, was this burst style comboing or chaining.
I guess also I was just gonna say it also can have some appeal today because it's not as like all or nothing, though we will be getting into later just how all or nothing this game can be.
I thought it was interesting too. I usually check out the wikis for the games and stuff, and they kind of made an analogy that the chaining or the combos is almost similar to a fighting game like combo, like in that they're kind of they're shorter combos and you kind of like do them in bursts. Like I can kind of see that.
Yeah, I can see where they're going. I can't relate too much because I don't play very many fighting games, but
I guess like in the fact that you're gonna like to get some of these combos, you do gotta like kind of be in the right place and kind of attack just the right way, and I guess that's kind of similar to executing a fighting game combo.
There's also one other thing about chaining in this game with how the accumulator works. You want to start your chains with the enemies of the highest point value. So if like you have like 5 enemies. One of them is 4 of them are worth like 200 points, and one of them's worth 1,000 points. You get more points if you kill the one worth 1,000 points first than you would at the very end of the chain. In Ramador's guide for this game, he says that it's like a more all or nothing system where the chain specifically takes in the first enemy like you kill as like the base multiplier, but that's not really true. It's just you want to get those high point enemies in as soon as possible. And in the replay we're going to see, you're going to see the player doing that all the time, getting the highest point enemies first.
Okay.
If you're really, really good, you can actually keep like a couple of the chains going for like half a minute.
Yeah, we're going to see a chain later on in the final level. Let's just say that goes on for quite a while. And then there's the very last aspect of scoring in this game, and it's the most all or nothing aspect, which is the bomb capacity bonuses, which are the precursor to the maximum bonuses in DonPachi. Now, how these work is that if you don't die or you don't increase your bomb capacity, you will get a certain amount of points at the end of each stage. For stage 1, it's like 100,000. For stage 2, it's 200,000. In stage 5, it's 2 million. And then in every stage in the second loop, it's 5 million. Now, I did mention it ends if you increase your bomb capacity. And what that is that in DonPachi, you have a maximum of 3 bombs you can hold. But if you bomb 3 times, your bomb capacity will increase. And you can then hold 4 bombs and 5 bombs. It keeps going until you can have a maximum of 7 bombs. But you really do not want to increase that bomb capacity, or else you will lose that bonus. And then what happens is that in the second loop, you go from getting 5 million points every single stage to getting 60,000 points every single stage. So it's a very all or nothing system,
encouraging the no bomb, no miss mentality.
Yeah, no miss,
there.
No bomb.
Which you would see in a lot of future cave games too.
Yeah, and then the other thing is that that means that you can use 2 bombs. However, you can only really use 1 because of the final boss's final pattern. You pretty much have to bomb. We'll be getting into that more later when we actually get there, but just keep that in mind that this guy can really only bomb once.
And by the way, just to clarify for people watching right now, the replay we're watching is just something to supplement our explanation of the mechanics and stuff right now. We're going to be getting into the counterstop replay after this. So this is actually Armchair General playing this right now.
Yeah, this is me playing. It's definitely not anywhere up there with the counterstop, but hopefully it's good to show for now. There is one other thing I want to get into, and that's the different ships in this game. And that's because I find scoring with the different ships fascinating. And the ships all have different hitboxes. The Type A ship hitbox, from what I can tell, is the smallest of the 3. Type B's hitbox seems to be about the width of Type A's, but has a slightly longer vertical length. And Type C has a slightly higher width and slightly higher length than Type A's, and is like a square, whereas the Type B and A ships seem to be rectangles.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, and the Type A ship, you can easily point out its hitbox because it's the fin of your ship, and the Type C ship, it's the point on the back of the ship. Mm-hmm. We unfortunately won't be seeing Type C in this episode, but keep that in mind. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention C Auto. If you go into the service menu of this game, you can enable auto fire, which for the Type B and C ships, when you enable auto fire, it shoots faster than what would happen if you were tapping the button. And using this, you can actually develop some chains you couldn't get otherwise. And it seems like cheating, but the world records for this game actually use it. So we're not going to be seeing C Auto either, because with Type A it's useless. But I guess that's just something I wanted to point out to keep in mind if anybody wants to play this game with the Type B or C ships.
So the that full auto setting, that's default off then, or is it?
Yeah, if you have to go into the service menu in order to enable it. If you just put the ROM into MAME and or like I guess just bought a PCB and didn't go into the service menu, you will not be able to activate C auto.
Right. That's the case with some of the other cave games too. I know Guange is a pretty famous example of that, because to do the milking in Guange, you actually need to have that auto.
Yeah,
like, just straight
I don't
up.
think it's as important in DonPachi, but it definitely does give you an edge in terms of scoring, as well as in survival, because I know at least with the Type B ship, the auto fire with that ship is does nearly the damage as your laser. Oh yeah, there's one last little difference with the Type B ship. The Type B ship in this game, its laser doesn't pierce like with the Type A ship. It kind of like every time it kills an enemy, it kind of like pauses for a little bit, I guess.
The Type B laser, you say?
Yeah, the Type B laser,
Okay.
and it also has the lowest laser speed of them all.
So it's kind of like the shot types in DonPachi.
Yeah, with like DOJ, with DOJ, like if you play the game with Shotia, it does like the same thing. Yeah, with Shotia's laser.
This massive like no miss bonuses. Grindstormer has like the exact same thing, so you get most of your points just from not dying.
Yeah, it seems this game took a lot of inspiration from those Toe Plan games.
Grindstormer especially, that always struck me as like the biggest inspiration for this one.
Yeah. Also, Type C has the lowest, as you could probably guess already, has the lowest shot moving speed, or like base movement speed of the three ships. So yeah, that's... And of course, C has the highest spread. Type B has like this spread that's higher than Type A, and you can also like manipulate where its shots go by moving. You might be able to see that in the replay that's playing right now.
Yeah, you're doing that occasionally here. Yeah.
Yeah. That replay unfortunately does not have C auto, because I didn't know about its advantages when I did it, unfortunately. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to explain about this game's mechanics. Everything else, I guess I'll just explain during the episode when it comes up.
Yeah, sure.
I do believe that with the bombs, Type B has the strongest laser bomb, and Type C has the strongest ground bomb.
Yeah, I've heard something about the bomb damages being different. Though to be completely honest, it like barely makes a difference when you're actually playing this game, because like most of it doesn't make a difference most of the time. But yeah, I guess that's something important. That's something neat to point out.
Well, if you're playing just like for pure survival, like a first clear, it can kind of help to keep that in mind, because like you have those larger enemies that take a lot of hits.
Yeah, definitely. I can see that. So yeah, that's all I have to explain about like the main mechanics. So can we get into the replay here?
I think we can. I had a question, but I forgot it just now. But oh well.
Well, if you remember it, be sure to ask me. I can probably.
Oh yeah. The focus. So you do slow down when you hold down the laser.
Your ship slows down.
Right, was this the first time that was seen in a shmup, or like?
I believe it was.
Because that's a pretty big thing.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah, I think this was the first game to actually feature that.
I know Batsugun had something where like it had like one of its ships, like it didn't slow down, but like it did have like two different shots. But then again, it's been a long time since I played Batsugun.
I think it kind of encourages the focus kind of encourages like the idea of the small hitbox and like lots of bullets and kind of micro dodging, like that gameplay feel.
Okay, yeah, I definitely agree.
Compared to DonPachi, I think the hitboxes in this game are quite a bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are.
You can't really do like those tight squeezes that you can do in like your typical bullet hell sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, in the second loop, the suicide bullets, which again, this is all stuff we're going to be getting more into later. The suicide bullets are pretty small, and you'd be surprised what you can do there. But yeah, overall, the tight squeezes aren't as there isn't as much as that in this game. So yeah, I think we could get into the replay.
Yeah. I'm getting it ready here. I think that's looking all right. So yeah, this is a counterstop replay, and we want to talk a little. Well, we can get into the replay first, but this is kind of a lot. It is like an hour long.
Yeah. One of the struggles with playing this game is that it is pretty long. So like, you really don't. I don't have very many. I can't really get many runs to the end of the game. Surely by the fact I'm like in a play session purely by the fact that this game is long.
It has 2 loops, right?
Yeah, it has 2 loops. Also, I should mention about this replay, there are accusations that this is a task. I will be, and while I can't say for sure it isn't, there are plenty of mistakes in this run, which I will be pointing out. And yeah, and also the routes have been said by even Japanese super players that they can be done non-task safely. So so that's my little disclaimer, I guess.
All right, awesome. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is a countdown 3. It's gonna be on go 3, 2, 1, go, and we'll get into this goodness right now. Hopefully, I think the quality looked decent enough. It is a little grainy, but
it's grainy, but you can. It's not like the Daimahu replays where you can barely tell what's going on. With this game, you can very much. With this replay, you can very much like get an idea of what this guy's doing at all times.
Great. All right, let's do it, everyone. I got to get the soundboard ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
Select your battle.
Okay, so this guy's spending quite a long time selecting his battleship.
Wing leader to base. Wing leader to base. Commencing
so yeah, nothing really much to say just yet. We can hear Bob-senpai's glorious voice in the background.
Bob-senpai, eh?
The operator in this game, his name is Bob, or at least the voice actor behind it. The voice actor for him, his name is Bob, and I like to call him Bob-senpai. Yeah, right off the bat, we're actually going to be seeing the first mistake in the replay. As you saw, there's this little star item that popped up right there. He is not collecting it, which loses him about 1,300 points because you get 300 points for collecting the star and then 1,000 at the end of the stage for every star item you collect, assuming you don't die. So yeah, I find the fact that he loses points very quick, that he loses points right at the start, kind of funny. But either way, we're about to see these buildings you see right here are kind of interesting enemies. They cannot die until like the hatch is open on them. So what you want to do is hurt them as much as possible, so because you get points for damaging enemies in this game, as well as you want them to be as close to death as possible, so you can instantly kill them. So now, right here, we're coming up on the biggest chain in this stage, as well as this chain pretty much decides whether or not you get a good or bad score on stage 1. He's doing a little bit of a riskier method than you will see most people do. And this method's going to get him more hits, and it involves like going to left and the right and using the star items to sort of prolong your chain. So coming up right here on the boss, this boss is kind of the boss battles in this game have kind of an infamous message before them. So are you guys hearing me just fine?
Yep.
Okay, just curious. Either way, here we're at the stage 1 boss. He's going to be doing a pretty interesting tactic, and that's that he is going to be damaging the little side turrets as much as to having a sliver of health, so that he can and then he's going to damage the main boss to a sliver of health, so he can chain all 3 of them and chain like the points you'd get from killing the boss together. This is the only boss to my knowledge that you can chain in this game.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, this is a pretty hard trick to do. I don't really do this on runs because it's too it's very hard to do, just because you don't really have many indicators of when the enemy has just a sliver of health left.
Yeah, like this was before they started putting health bars in the games.
Oh yeah. There's no health bars in this game. So coming up, we're here on stage 2. He's gonna get a very important chain right at the start. He has a little bit of a weird method to doing it. Most people would do it from the bottom of the screen, while this guy kind of went on top of the tanks. Doesn't give him any more points. It's just, I guess, his little method to doing it. Right here, another pretty basic chain. He actually loses a little bit of points here by not starting his chain with those like bigger gray ships. Here we're going to see another little interesting thing where these little like helicopter ships you see coming in from the sides, those things, when they come out of the screen, they will reappear later from the sides, and you saw him leaving one little like string of those guys alive so he could get a higher hit chain. Yeah, he could have done that again also right here, but he didn't.
So it's, wait, you're saying like it changes the timing of the next formation of popcorn, or? Not sure I quite follow.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so like there's those little like strings of helicopters, and they like when they'll come on screen from the side, and then they'll leave from the side of the screen, and like when they leave, if you keep them alive, when they leave, they will reappear later on in the stage.
Oh, as a full formation.
Maybe not as a full formation, but at least a couple of them will.
Oh, that's interesting.
So you can increase your hits. He also just got the biggest and most important chain in this stage, doing a more riskier method, getting the 2 gray ships. This part I absolutely despise because it causes a lot of resets. These little like ships you see right here, their bullets that they shoot on their little like first phase is very random, and they shoot quite a few bullets, and chaining off of them is hard. But this guy's doing a bit more of a riskier strat where he's getting all 3 of them in a chain, which is quite dope if you ask me.
And you see using the like aura of the laser to attack behind the ship.
Yeah, something he's going to be doing is that in this game, if you point blank enemies with your laser, you do like double the damage. And also the Type A ship does the most amount of damage than any of the other ships while point blanking.
Man, that's crazy that like the aura damage thing was in DonPachi. Like,
yeah,
that's in like Muchi Muchi Pork. It's in like a bunch of other the cave games. Like,
yeah, it's a pretty important mechanic. The other interesting thing is the sea ship's laser is the strongest of the 3, but yet its aura damage is actually the least. Like point blanking damage is actually the least out of all 3 ships, which I find kind of interesting. Anyway, here we have the stage 2 boss. This guy's it's not really any scoring you can do on him. He's pretty easy. He's just going to point blank here and finish off the boss very fast.
If anyone is curious what the infamous boss message says, it's this is not simulation, misspelled. Target for the weak points of fucking machine with fuck censored out.
Yeah.
And, do your best.
So classy.
Yeah, this game has a good decent amount of English in it. Shiri's going to be getting a pretty insane chain right at the start of here that involves him just using the very tip of his shot to like chain off of these tanks. In this game, tanks are a very important enemy when it comes to chaining in this game, because just the top of a tank is worth a hit. So with the Type A ship, what he's doing is like making so the very tip of his shot hits the tank, so he can destroy the top, wait like 0.4 seconds, and then destroy like the base of the tank, and like delay things as much as he possibly could. And this is a very hard trick to do.
Yeah, so that sounds like some very very optimized like little things you can do.
Yeah, very top level play. Not easy to do at all.
Like, that sounds very difficult for the reward that you'd get.
Something I should also mention is that the Type B and C world records do not get that 100 chain at the very start of the stage. So that's I guess a little optimization error that those have.
Is it because they're slower?
I know that it's definitely a harder chain to get with those ships, but I'm pretty sure it's possible to get them. And I would say it has more to do with just the players, because like, you know, not everyone's perfect, not even like a world record. Yeah, here's another important little chain where he's going to be trying to get that base multiplier right there, with that big gray enemy. Okay, here he's using another little mechanic. So as you can see, he's standing on top of he was just standing on top of that enemy right there. And ground enemies in this game, when you are at point blank range, they will not shoot you. With some exceptions, on stage 5 there are some ground enemies that will shoot you even if you're at point blank range.
Oh man,
and that can be pretty mean.
The freaking the ceiling exceptions are always annoying in shmups. It's like you think you can seal some enemies, and then it's like, oh, not these ones, asshole.
Yeah, this game can be pretty mean. Oh yeah, here he's about to make one of the biggest mistakes of the run. So right here, he wasn't able to kill that little blue, I guess, carrier ship right there that just emitted a bomb. And I think that loses him a couple 100,000 points, or at least 100,000 points. So it's definitely an error that he wouldn't want to have.
And that was because so you were talking about earlier getting the higher point enemies at the beginning of the chain,
yeah, getting 2 high point enemies at the very beginning of a chain is just it really makes the value of a chain go up.
So it's boosting the multiplier of the chain. Is that what it's doing?
Yeah,
so that at the end of the chain is worth more.
I like to call the enemies that you start a chain with your base multiplier. So yeah, they very much boost the accumulator. Right here, he also misses about 30,000 points because there's actually a secret scoring tactic you can do on this boss, and that's that if you allow the little I guess turrets, if you keep them alive for the boss fight, when you destroy them, they'll emit star items. And you can see that there's some star items right here, and they emitted them because he killed one of them kind of late. But I'm certain the reason why he does this is simply because if you do that, it makes the boss fight go on for ages, and nobody wants to waste 30 seconds on something that doesn't give you that many points. So this boss kind of goes on for too long, to be honest. Kind of wish he had less health.
I think the reason why he's shooting those missiles when they're on the screen. Well, go ahead, tell us about it. He's shooting them because if you destroy these missiles, they emit tons of bullets and will kill you. But if you do it at the bottom of the screen, then most of them are off screen, so they can't kill you. And the few that you did destroy, you point blank them so they don't emit any suicide bullets.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
That
so he's gonna be, don't you love the taste of victory?
The sweet taste.
Yeah, getting that 400,000 bomb capacity bonus.
Bob-senpai, we love you.
Yeah, we do love you.
We need to have him as a guest.
We do. We totally do.
No, the thing I love too is that in an interview, he supposedly his voice died midway through. So this guy was fighting when he was doing these lines. Bob-senpai is a true fighter.
Holy shit! An interview with him? What?
Yeah, there's this 15-year cave anniversary that they did. Luckily, there's not too much going on. This is a part of the game that I think of a little filler section. Not really much he's doing here to optimize it. He actually, I think, lost a little bit of points there off of his route. Either way, here's a pretty special section. So this enemy right here, when you kill it, tons of enemies will just come out from the sides of the screen. And this is great for scoring. If you're just surviving this game, you don't want to kill this enemy because you can see already on screen there's just tons of bullets. But he's going to be getting quite a decent amount of points. I think it's 500,000 right here. And another 70, 92 hits right here.
Yeah, you see the difficulty start to ram up here as well.
Yeah, the rank has gone up a little bit. He also right here actually does a little bit more of a safer strat than what he could have done. You see him that he's like going on top of like 2 of these orange ships and like destroying them. You can actually do it with 3 ships, but it's kind of a little more risky, and he probably didn't want to do it for something that would be not a very big point optimization. And then here he's also going to do another safer strat. So as you can see, there's like 2 orange ships left alive. He could have actually chained off of both of those for this chain you see right here, but he didn't, probably because it's just safer, because when trying to go for the 2 orange ships, you can break your chain, so he probably, again, didn't see it as a necessary risk.
Okay,
as necessary risk. This is another pretty wild chain. He, like, loops around and, like, gets these enemies, like, he loops around the enemies and gets it 101 hits right there.
And like you gotta take out like every formation at just the right time, right? To time it to get the next one. That's
something that should be
tricky
said
as
is
fuck.
that everything. It's very easy to look at this replay and be like, "Oh, this stuff is like easy," but trust me, everything you see this guy do is like 100 times harder than you would imagine it to be.
Yeah, when you play this normally, like just casual, maybe casually or for your first few times, like you hardly get any chains, like
just because chains die so quickly. Like you only have like 0.5 seconds, and you might not do as much damage as you'd want to. Like this chain right here is, even like doing a safe strat for it is pretty hard. Right here, he's actually going to get a pretty necessary chain for the counterstop. He's going to be getting this 90 hit chain that gives him 2 million points. And this chain is pretty ridiculous. What he's pretty much trying to do is stalling like on the sides where like there's those big orange enemies that he can that take a lot of damage, and he can just like let the screen scroll, and then using like the popcorn as like a bridge, I guess, to the sides of the screen.
There's the 1-up.
Yeah, there's the 1-up. If you bomb the enemy with the 1-up in it, it will not appear. Also, this is the last life he's going to be getting in the run. There are no points left. I mean, there are no lives the game's going to be giving out.
Wait, you do get that one, like, 3 million extend, I think?
No, yeah, you get one. This game's lives that you get 1 extend at 2 million points, and you get 1 extend, like, right here on stage 4, and then that's it. So, yeah. you have 4 lives total in this game.
Well, 5, technically.
Yeah, I guess 5 if you count, like, it when you have no ships left. So you remember those like enemies that I didn't like on stage 2? Well, this section is just filled with them, though this time they don't have very much health. This section, he's doing some very risky chains right here. Again, the bullets these guys shoot are very random, and trying to like avoid them is not easy, especially since like, again, it's inconsistent because of its randomness. And he also missed a B earlier in this stage, so this is the final B of the stage, and as you can see, it's 80,000, it's not 100,000. We're also about to see the biggest mistake in this run from what I can find. What he's going to be doing here with these enemies is trying to kill them as fast as possible so he can kill the final ship quickly, so that, because when that final ship dies, it emits a whole bunch of enemies from the sides of the screen, and he wants to have as many enemies on the sides as possible. However, with the second gray ship, what he could have done is that there's a glitch in this game where if you kill the ship at just the right time and then hit its laser, hit its missiles, it will lag out the game, and the game will just go completely berserk and emit enemies from the sides of the screen. You can get like 140 hits. I can see why he didn't do it, because it's a very hard trick to do. I have a video on YouTube that shows off the glitch.
Oh, yeah, okay, sure.
Yeah, so here's safe spotting the stage 4 boss. This game has quite a few safe spots, actually. I think he's not going to be using a lot of them because he would rather score instead. Mm-hmm. But I think I counted up that between all 3 ships, this game has like 15 safe spots. He actually, and in the midsection, we got those 90 hits. He actually could have safe spotted there. I guess I'll get more into it when we get to 2-4, because while he doesn't do it, I think I'll explain it more there. This boss right here, the stage 4 boss, can actually have some bad RNG to it. If it starts like this like aimed red bullet pattern, like when he's like close to the left side of the screen, it can be kind of hard to dodge. Well, overall, not a very hard boss to do, and he's going to be getting the 800,000 bomb capacity bonus.
I'm
Also,
pretty sure that rapid gun is meant to like hit you even if you go behind it, but like the reason it's not hitting him is that he's kind of like abusing the way the hitboxes and aiming work.
yeah, the hitbox with the Type B ship, because of its differences, you actually cannot safe spot that stage 4 boss. Also coming up is a very important chain. Again, more of like using the tip of his like shot, or like the very side of it, to delay the kills of these tanks.
Oh, that's
So
clever.
that he can, so he can get the highest hits
That's really clever.
possible. And bam, right there, 142. This chain he's going to do right here is also quite devious. These tanks right on like the gray tanks on the bottom, those things, their base value's like 4,800. So by chaining the 3 of them together as like his base multiplier, he's going to get it. He just got like tons of points off of that chain. I think it was like 1.3 million or something like that.
Yeah, when you see all these chains, it really helps you appreciate like how well crafted the game is.
Yeah, I think
like
this
holy
game,
crap! Like they had to like go through all the effort to like make sure all these chains like could work out with like a high level play.
I'm certain that like a lot of the chains in this game, like they weren't not intentional. In fact, coming up at the end of the stage, we're gonna see a chain that I know for a fact wasn't intentional.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. There's some of that, but
yeah, we're
like,
gonna.
That's interesting though.
This stage has quite you know how like a lot of the stage 5s and cave games have like something that like gives you a lot of points. Like I think like Daijo has that one glitch that like gives you a lot of points, or like Daifukatsu has like I think those cannons that you can hyper or something that give you a lot of points. This game also has.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Cream. Oh yeah. Yeah. What? Do you have
Sorry.
anything you want to say?
Go
Cream?
for it.
You can say whatever.
I was just gonna point out like those large enemies that we saw, like we didn't see like their nasty surprise attack that they do, but they have
they have a nasty surprise attack that if you're in the center of them, they will like spawn this like big thing from the bottom of the screen and it'll attach with the enemy and they will shoot tons of bullets. Yeah, they can be pretty nasty. We also see the stage is filled with like these little like pelican, I guess, looking ships, and I think these ships are like some of the nastiest enemies Cave has designed. All they do is just shoot a straight shot at you, but it's ridiculously fast, especially on high rank. Right here, he's getting another 1 million chain by like bridging together these little orange ships. It's coming up. He's doing a chain that I call the YOLO-ish chain, and it gives you 1.2 million. It has a pretty good chance of killing you because you have to dodge some bullets. We'll be getting into the full YOLO chain when we get on 2.5. I'll explain more why I call it the YOLO chain. So right here, he's going to want to not kill this enemy so that he can use its base value to chain later. If he were to kill this enemy, a whole bunch of enemies from the sides would spawn, but it's worth more points to keep this guy alive and use him for the upcoming chain.
Get a nice base multiplier.
Yeah, get that nice base multiplier. I just got 2 Bs. And coming up, we're about to see a work of art. He's starting right, well, maybe not right now. Right now is the 10 mil chain. This is a ridiculous chain that both the Type C and B world record holders do not get. It's worth 10 million points, as I said before. Damn. It is absurdly difficult to get. And as you can see at the top left, the game tells you how much points you're getting from a chain. And I say this chain wasn't intentional because the highest amount of points that will show is 9 million. And towards the end of this chain, if you look to the top left, it will just like completely, it will like flip around, I guess, and like not show how many points he's actually getting.
Crazy.
But yeah, also, I guess I'll talk a little bit more about how this chain is actually done on 2.5. I personally have, of course, never done this. However, I have done a task of this with the Type B ship, and I can tell you that this chain is like absurd. Yeah. And yeah, here he's just finishing it up, and there we go, 304 hits and about like well over 10 million points. And he's going to be getting like 40 mil at the end of the first loop, which is pretty insane. I guess coming up, we have like a spot where like we aren't going to be seeing anything happen in the run because he's just going to be using a safe spot. So I guess I'll talk a little bit about the Type C and B world records. The Type C world record at the end of the first loop got about 32.4 million, and I estimate that the Type B record got around 26 to 27 million. So this guy's getting 40 mil at the end, so he's just completely destroying those world records right here.
Yeah, that chain was crazily well crafted.
Yeah.
I looked away. I regretfully looked away to monitor something, and I missed I missed some of it.
It's okay. We'll see it again on.
We'll see it. We'll see
oh
it
yeah,
again.
that's right.
Oh yeah, this boss has a bunch of parts, and he's going to be destroying those for points. The two parts of it are worth. These two parts are worth. That he's destroying right here are worth 15,000. So if he wants to get a little extra, 30,000. This pattern that he shoots right here also isn't very hard to dodge either. Just the state of the sides of the boss, and with some decent like eyesight and a steady hand, you can dodge it. So coming up very soon, we're about to see the final pattern, which he's going to have to bomb, because this pattern, it's just a random mess, and whether or not you can dodge it is pretty much complete luck. I would say it's up there with this pattern is up there with the washing machine. So here it is, the final pattern, and bullets just spew everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
He kind of bombs it so you can't see it. But
bullet barf. Yeah.
yeah, it just spews stuff all over.
It's time to go home. I forgot about that one.
Don't worry, we're far from coming home. He still has the second loop to go through, and with his game's rank starts to go berserk.
Yeah, you didn't talk too much about the rank.
Yeah, the rank in this game, I actually still don't 100% understand it, but pretty much not dying, if you no-miss like the first loop, the rank will go to like hard. Well, there's 4 ranks. There's easy, normal, hard, and very hard. If you no-miss the first loop, it puts you on hard, and then later on it will be at very hard.
That's like a condition to no-miss it.
Yeah. If you no-miss, if you die, you will never reach very hard rank.
Oh wow.
The Japanese super players, in fact, refer to very hard as no-miss rank.
Can we talk about the ending? Because like the ending's pretty fun.
Sure, you can talk about it, Cream.
Yeah, well, it's pretty short. It's just like, it's the same kind of gimmick they had in DDP, where like, it's like secretly you were killing your companions the entire time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were killing. You were killing all your friends just for like this secret mission to become part of the DonPachi squadron. So. Yeah, but now we're here 7 years later, and we're in the second loop, and as we can see, the suicide bullets in this game are getting very intense. And something that helps you out immensely is that if you point blank enemies, they will not emit any suicide bullets. So this guy is going to be trying for the most part to point blank enemies. Here on stage 1, where the rank isn't so insane and the level isn't designed so maliciously, he's not going to be doing it as much, but later on, I think he's going to be definitely point blanking.
Yeah, the suicide bullets are kind of intense. You know, it really reminds me of Ketsui's style suicide bullets too.
Oh yeah, something else about the suicide bullets in this game is that they're also random. They're aimed towards you, but where exactly towards you is random.
Yeah.
You can't really, I guess, consistently route to dodge them.
It's just so funny to see like the bullets like spawning like 2 seconds after the enemies are destroyed. Like...
Oh yeah, another little, I guess, a little scoring thing is that you also get like something incredibly tiny, like 10 points per suicide bullet an enemy emits in this game.
Oh.
So technically, if you kill an enemy and they emit a bunch of suicide bullets, you will get more points. But it's so minute that like there's no reason to like do it.
See, Go ahead.
Someone asked, like, what have you been doing for 7 years? And one thing that's actually, like, kind of interesting about this is that if you look at, like, the original flyers, there were actually going to be, like, 5 loops or something originally.
Yeah, bots that trying to want it. If this game had 5 loops, it would go on for, like hours. It would... I'm glad they stuck with 2 loops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here he's just leaving that turret alive because he doesn't want to. Because the boss, if you destroy both the turrets, it changes its like bullet pattern a little bit, and it's a little bit harder to dodge. So this guy just didn't want to have any of that. And here you can see the first loop bomb capacity bonus is worth 5 million points. This guy, if he wants to counterstop, is going to at least get the 2-4 bomb capacity bonus. Again, it's 2-4 is going to, when we look at it, it's going to be insanely hard, and so much so that the Type C world record actually did not get the 2-4 bomb capacity bonus. So I guess that's like another big unoptimization in that run.
Yeah, the bomb capacity bonuses are crazy huge.
Yeah, 5 million,
like,
and if he dies,
crap.
it drops to 60,000. So like, if you're going for certain scores in this game, you definitely need to know what bomb capacity bonus you want, and then if you don't, so you have to no miss no bomb this game if you wanna get at least no miss 2 bomb this game if you want to get a good score.
I find it interesting. That they call this stage Area 6 and not like, you know, not a fresh stage like a loop like normally. So. Kind of cool that they like consider it like official, like, you know, Area 6 or something.
Yeah, I find that a little interesting. Again, Moi's going for these chains, though they aren't as high as what you were seeing before, because he has to worry about not dying.
Right.
He's unfortunately not going to be getting both of these ships like he did last time, because again, suicide bullets. And he's going to need to go right up to the right side of the screen so he can instantly kill those blue ships so that they don't really have a chance to shoot him or emit suicide bullets. Right here, he's going to be doing something pretty wild. This section is very difficult because like whenever you destroy one phase of these guys, they emit suicide bullets. And he's just like going through these, avoiding these bullets, and he's going to try to attempt chaining yet again. For a survival run, what you'd want to do is just destroy the middle ship, then camp up in the top left corner of the screen. But this guy's getting a chain because he's going for that counterstop.
General, you have a question on whether or not the chaining is more lenient in Loot 2.
Oh, no, it is not, and it's exactly the same. Unlike DonPachi, where you get a bigger like GP, or it extends the amount of time you have to get chains. That does not happen in this game. It's still 0.5 seconds. And on top of that, suicide bullets are a mechanic that just makes it like harder to get chains in general, because the entire point of suicide bullets is to restrict how much enemies you can kill. So chaining in the second loop is very, very difficult.
I actually looked up how the rank system works, and basically, if you get to stage 4 without bombing, it goes from like normal to hard, and then you can explain if you know.
Yeah, it's like it goes up in stage 4, then it'll go up again in like the loop. And the thing about rank in this game is they don't need to know exactly 100% how it works, because rank isn't really something you manipulate. It's just something that the game kind of throws at you, and you have to just deal with it, I guess. Right. Also, with this boss right here, he's a lot nastier than his stage 2 counterpart. He shoots this incredibly dense amount of bullets, and you have to just sidestep like a pixel to avoid it. Maybe not a pixel, but like What?
It was a safe spot there, looked like, in the fight.
Yeah, oh yeah. You sidestep like a few pixels, and then after the first wave, you can just stand on the right corner. Very scary doing it, I would say, because you don't know whether or not you hit it until it's like gotten. Yeah, another fight. So this is where the game's going to start being pretty malicious. And this guy's fearless. He is going to be trying to get those chains, and he's going to be getting 100 hits right at the start of this stage, despite the suicide bullets, which is pretty wild. You can also see that this guy is missing bees. Bees aren't worth that much. If you collect every bee in a stage, it's only 250,000 points. This guy's really not going to be caring about collecting the bees too much.
Sure.
Do you mind if I like explain the rank?
Yeah, sure. You can explain the rank more in detail.
Okay. Well, just like looking at the Schmutz Forum strategy thread, there's like easy, normal, hard, and very hard.
Yeah, there's 4 rank levels.
Yeah, and like if you get to the second loop without dying, or get to 2-4 or I think if you get to the second loop without bombing, or 2-4 without dying, then it switches to very hard, and then it decreases when you die.
Yeah, it decreases 1 level.
Yeah, and it's always on easy when you're on your last life.
Yeah, on easy it sets itself to... when you're on your last life, it sets itself to easy. Also, something that this game does on your last life is that, like, the death you have, like, that gets you on your last life, you will admit a bomb. So the game gives you, like, 1 little thing to help you on your last life, which is a bomb. You also admit more power items when you die, because when you die in this game, you lose all your power, which in this game you do have to worry a little bit about that. About recovery is definitely something you have to worry about.
Yeah.
I'd say that, like, if you die in the first half of a stage in the second loop, there's like a 90% chance you're gonna die in the second half for like 2-3, 2-4, and 2-5. Of course, if you're really good though, that won't, dying on the second half won't happen.
What does the bomb capacity bonus go to once you die once? Like you get 5 million.
It goes to 60,000.
Oh, that's shit compared to 5 million.
Yeah, that's a thing.
That's huge.
People look like the current best player outside of Japan is a Korean player who goes by Menoslug, and it's very easy to say that like the guy's score is like terrible or like low effort, because like it's only 40 mil compared to like this 99 mil counterstop, which like is considered as the world record. But a big reason why it's so low is simply because missing the last 2 bomb capacity bonuses, maybe not the last 2, but missing like 2, 3, and 2, 4 bomb capacity bonuses loses him an entire 10 million just off of dying, let alone not being able to chain as well as this guy. So yeah, I do want to definitely shout out to Menoslug, because he is a very good player of this game.
Looking at the Hardcore Gaming 101 article about like rank, it says that it's not just survival time, but like after the first time you bomb, the number of bombs you have affects difficulty.
Yeah, I've seen that too. Really, it's just like, I don't know, just try to survive the best you can and not care about too much about rank manipulation, because again, rank is just something you more throw at. This is not like a rising game. So yeah, the 2-3 boss, his enemies that he spawns here also emit suicide bullets, and you want to be very careful of them since they're random. So he's definitely trying his best here to just like kill them in little bursts, or kill them when the boss isn't shooting many bullets. Like, as you can see, he just leaves these guys right here alive. And yeah, he's also not going to be killing this little side pod on the left, because he doesn't want to worry with the suicide bullets or the the bullets that the little side part itself shoots out once it's opened. Something else also about this is that in the second loop, these little side pods that, like, one of which he's keeping alive, will emit a bomb if you kill them without bombing. Well, actually, you can damage them with a bomb, but if the bomb kills them, then they will not emit a bomb. Oh yeah, there's also something else I forgot about this game. Whenever you complete a stage, the game will give you an amount of bombs equal to your stage number. So if you, like, complete stage 3, the game will give you 3 bombs. And this resets in the second loop, so if you complete 2, 3, it won't give you, like, how many bombs its stage number is, it's going to give you 3 bombs. So here we're on the malicious 2-4. He's definitely going to be trying his best to point blank absolutely everything until he has to not do that and get those insane chains. So yeah, coming up here.
Incoming impressive play.
Yeah, incoming super play. So yeah, right here, very carefully, like, he's not point blanking it, but he is like trying to make sure that it doesn't shoot, like he kills it when it's, like, far away from him. And then here he point blanks more guys, and these guys he's just going to say screw it and just not even kill them. But here he's going to have to take a risk to get that counterstop, and that's that he is going to be letting those enemies spawn that I talked about earlier. Yeah, this is where some people start to doubt the validity of this run, because it's just he purposefully just, like, goes through these, like, when the game just hurls bullets at him.
I mean, it looked pretty harrowing, but there was openings in there.
Yeah, there was, and you can definitely tell that he was trying to, like, herd the bullets to where he wanted.
Like he was trying very hard to do it correctly.
Yeah, he was very hard. Yeah, he was very.
I mean, the bullets are fast, but they look reactable at least a little bit.
Yeah, no, yeah, they're fast and they're dense, but if you know how to herd them correctly, they're definitely dodgeable. Yeah. Though later on in this stage, he's going to be attempting that 90 hit chain, and that involves just tons of bullet herding and all that. So yeah, right here, more point blanking. Oh yeah, because the enemies they just killed, they'll follow you, and, like, he needs them to follow him and then point blank. Right here, he actually does lose a little bit of points. It's possible here to actually consistently get, like, 77 hits. But he decided to, like, kill that big blue ship really late, just because he wanted to survive and make the run more consistent. Yeah, again, these ships follow you, he is hurting them, and then he is point blanking them.
Man, the soundtrack's pretty cheesy in this game, isn't it?
Oh yeah, the sound, it's been, like, what I'm hearing right now is honestly, like, the first time I've heard this game in, like, months. I very rarely turn the sound on when I'm playing this game.
So cheesy sounding. It reminds me of Strikers 1945 Plus, which had really cheesy music.
What do you listen to when you play this game?
I don't know. I just look at just, like, random, like, stuff on YouTube, maybe even listen to, like, a stream or something. Either way,
you don't have, like, a certain kind of music that you listen to when you play this?
Well, you already know my taste in music, my music cream. Haven't you seen those?
Weeb music?
Yeah, the weeb music.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
But either way, we have to wait. He's doing something very important right here. And that, well, I shouldn't say, he's getting the 90 hit chain, and he is just, like, going for it and not letting those suicide bullets stop him. Another pretty insane dodge. And, yeah.
Holy buckets on fire.
Yeah, so now as you can see, this thing isn't giving him the life like it did on stage 4. He's going to be standing here in a safe spot, playing it safe right here, not trying to get any points.
He's pretending to be one of his extra lives. Well, what a boss, what a boss.
What a boss. Standing there in that safe spot. Okay,
it's like, you can't hit me, I'm just one of these unhittable extra life icons.
These are some pretty dank dodges, gotta say.
Yeah, this guy's okay, so more point blank work. The upcoming 2 sections are very hard, regardless of if you're scoring or surviving. You very much have to get close to these red ships, but it's very easy for those, like, like point blank them, but it's very easy for them to point blank you in the process. And then soon as and then this section here is just bananas, and because like they emit these ships.
Oh man, a bomb!
Suicide yeah, he bombs. Yeah, he can't even take all the suicide bullets these things shoot, and again they're very random. And there's also a little mechanic I'm gonna have to explain in a little bit about how suicide bullets work, and that's that the bigger an enemy is, the more suicide bullets they emit, and what he's going to be doing is leaving. You see these big gray ships? He's going to be leaving them alive because he doesn't want to deal with their suicide bullets. And another thing about these big like gray ships right here is that the bullets they shoot is random. So dodging them can be quite difficult, especially if you're playing with a Type B ship who has a really slow laser speed and just isn't really built for dodging them, I'd say.
Yeah, it looks like the slowdown's helping out a bit too.
Yeah, the slowdown.
There's some slowdown there.
Yeah, certain enemies in this game will slow down the game a whole lot. Like yeah, he's gonna be doing the safe spot again. Yeah, he's gonna just be doing that again because he does not want to have any of that. We theorized the Type B world record holder when he got the he got this bomb capacity bonus. He bombed the boss right here because you can't safe spot it, and working out the suicide bullets is just also very hard.
Do you know how rank affects suicide bullets?
Yeah, the suicide bullets get much faster and much meaner.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I should talk about this boss. This boss barely changes between the first and second loops. In fact, a lot of the bosses and the stage 5 boss isn't going to change much either. But his only difference really is that between the first and second phases of this boss, he emits suicide bullets. So what CHIBARE did is he stayed in the center of the boss so he can herd the suicide bullets into the center, and then go to the sides to dodge the sort of like upcoming patterns. But yeah, right there he's really just tap dodging, lasering this guy. Just a couple more shots, and there he goes.
Hey, I just want to say you're doing a pretty good job on commentary so far. So
yeah, thank you very much. This game is definitely a passion of mine. But either way,
I know you play this game like a lot, and you're really good at it too.
Oh, thank you very much. That's sweet. Either way, here we're at 2-5. 2-5 is an absurd bomb capacity bonus. No one on the planet has ever gotten it, but we're gonna see.
No
if this
one
guy's
on our planet. What a great line.
Yeah, well, it's just okay. But either way, no one has ever gotten it. Screwed up a little. I love how I get complimented on great commentary and then make a mess up immediately after that.
No, that was gold. That was gold.
Yeah. Either way, let's see if this guy can get it.
Oh man, this is getting crazy.
Yeah, this stage is just absurd at max rank. So yeah, he's gonna be trying to get that like over 1 million chain right here again off of the 3. Let's see if he can get it. Oh, there's a bunch of bullets. He dodged.
Oh my god. What?
Come on, and
man.
Ouch, man.
Okay.
Yeah, so there goes his bomb capacity bonus. Though I do theorize the guy might have actually suicided later on, if he might have actually suicided later on due to a chain that's coming up towards the end of the stage. Keep in mind, this guy needs to get. This guy's at 80 million right now. He's gonna need to get 20 million more points to counterstop. So we have to. So it's far from over. What he's doing right here, and so either way, this guy more point blanking. The enemies I mentioned that are an exception to the rule, with like them not like the ground enemies still shooting you, despite despite being at point blank range, or these like blue tower like enemies right here, they still do shoot you, though he's still gonna be point blanking them anyway because you can kill them before they shoot. And also you can see, since the rank has lowered because he died, you can see the suicide bullets
They're a bit
just
slower.
like being so much slower,
Yeah.
and there's still, I'd say, roughly the same amount of suicide bullets, but it's just such an easier dodge.
A lot of slowdown there.
Yeah, yeah, lots of slowdown. I find that the game actually seems to lag more when you actually on like the rank he's on now than it does in very hard mode. Because I'm guessing there's more bullets on the screen simply because the bullets are slower. So
Yeah,
there's less bullets
that makes
exiting
sense.
the screen.
Yeah, it makes sense. More fill the screen.
I have heard that the suicide bullets are like more directed at you at lower rank, and that they kind of like spray all over the place.
They definitely spray a lot more at higher ranks. The other way, this guy is, I think he fails getting the 1 mil chain here because suicide bullets. Yeah, it's and is he going to get 1 million? And he doesn't. He loses his chain. But coming up right here is the YOLO chain. This chain right here, it's worth 1 million points. It's very easy to die on it. It's very much like, it's like a very risky chain you do at the very end of a run. And it like, back when I was doing Type B, well, I'm actually still doing Type B runs, but back when I was trying to get like 24 million Type B runs, I lost a total of 4 runs to this chain. Yeah.
So it's interesting that you're kind of like saying like this is a chain here, this is a chain there, like it's set in stone, but like is the route like is it like that, like is it like this chain is here and this chain is there, or is it actually or is it more flexible on like a less high level?
Yeah, it's definitely more flexible. You can just completely not go for these chains, and like his route, I just know what chains he's going for because like his route seems I don't know, pretty fixed. Either way, this guy, he's going to be doing that 10 mil chain for a second time, except this time there's tons and tons of suicide bullets.
10 million, oh my god.
Yeah, oh my god, 10 million. Yeah, I can't really say much about this chain because this is far beyond anything I can do. But yeah, I just have to know that like when this guy's going for the counterstop, he had to be like, I'm going to get 2 10 mil chains on stage 5. I'm going to get this 90 hit chain on stage 4 and 2-4. I'm going to get the 2. Like, he had to say all this stuff to himself and somehow say, yeah, that's accomplishable.
I bet like when this guy's like buttering his toast, he does it in like one swipe,
Yeah,
this crazy.
One swipe every time.
Look at this routing. It's so insane.
Yeah, also, SOF, the overall, what's seen as the world record on this game, because, like, this is done in an emulator, this run, but the world record on an arcade machine is done by SOF WTN, and he actually failed this chain and lost 5 million points. There's still a massive unoptimization in SOF's world record run.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So yeah, I guess that's something to keep in mind. Gus will tell you because
that's like so many points, It's like, how do you not feel regret? Like, I want to go back, but like, how hard is it to like get consistent runs? I wonder.
Yeah, it's immensely difficult.
Seems like the suicide bullets really do make it kind of random.
Yeah, I also loved, like, if you saw at like the end, he like let 2 of the little ships alive and they went in like circles, and I thought that looks cool. Either way, this boss barely changes on the loop, just like stage 4 boss. Just like the stage 4 boss, he just emits some more suicide bullets when you destroy the parts, and that's really it. Yeah, so it's not really too much to say other than that I think he's still going to milk the part. Well, not really milk the parts, but he's still going to destroy them to get some extra points. And I'll bring up more why this guy would want to get like as many points as possible right here. Right there, just destroyed some enemies from the top that emit suicide bullets. Yeah, not much. So yeah, again, more going to the side, dodging these little
bullets. You're right. It's not really too different. Yeah, you're right. Maybe a little bit faster, but
yeah, it might be a little faster. But other than that, I can't really find much of a difference.
That's kind of nice. The focus is more so on the stages.
Since the rank has gone down, the final pattern isn't going to be too immense, but he's still going to bomb it anyway because it's still not an easy pattern to dodge, and he really wants to have all the lives he can. So something I have to say is that this guy's score right now is about 96 million. It's actually, well, it's 95.9 million. That's pretty much 96 million. And in this game, when you complete a state, when you clear the game, you get 1 million points per life, and he has 3 lives right now, so that would mean that he would go from 96 to 99 million, and then you also get for killing Taisabachi, meaning that this guy has to know Miss Taisabachi, the true final boss, if he wants to counterstop. If he dies here, it is all over. So this guy is currently a nervous wreck.
Yeah, that's some pressure right there.
yeah. So this pattern right here is really easy, but he's bombing it probably because this guy's just so incredibly nervous at this point. That pattern you really just have to point blank it. Luckily, Taisabachi isn't that hard of a TLB. Compared to Hibachi, it's literally nothing.
Taisa is the prefix.
Well, I've also heard people refer to it as Hachi. Hardcore Gaming says it's Taisabachi. This DonPachi fan site calls it Taisabachi.
What was the translation on that?
Taisa.
I do know actually that there are alternate pronunciations of the same kanji, so you can say Hachi or Taisabachi, and it's the same.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, bombing again because he's nervous, but this means he now has no bombs. For the final pattern, he is going to have to know this no bomb, the final pattern.
Alright, let's see it then.
But first, he needs to safe spot.
That looks tight.
Luckily this pattern can be safe spotted. He actually, okay, so here's the final pattern. All it is just really a straight shot, but the shots are kind of homing.
Oh, wow.
And it's really just a reflex test of trying to, like, it's hard to explain what it takes to dodge it. In my 26 mil run, I actually no-miss no-bomb this pattern.
It looks like you need to kind of misdirect it, like preemptively.
Yeah, you have to like misdirect it, and it's also very RNG based. Either way, he just killed Taisabachi. He has 97 million left. He gets 3 million from the life, so he's just going to barely get the counter stop.
Kick the PC over. This shit's fucked.
Okay, 98, 99, counter stop.
Oh my god.
But yeah, that was a DonPachi counter stop. Hopefully I did a decent enough job at commentating.
Oh yeah, that was amazing.
Yes. So here we have the credits, and it's just gonna like say like, oh hey, look, you joined the DonPachi squadron.
Congratulations, you're now an unstoppable, ruthless killing machine.
Yeah, that message.
Oh, is there English of that?
Yes,
Okay,
in the US release.
You are now an unstoppable killing machine. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the US version of this game is a lot easier. Your bomb stock refills completely at the end of every stage, and the bullet speed is much slower.
I'm remembering something kind of, it's a little bit hazy, but isn't there like some, like an ending message changes if like you get so much score, or what the hell? What was that?
I don't know. Either way, we just saw the Jelly Bean guy, and he's like a Toe Plan mascot or something.
Oh man, that's so weird.
So yeah, now he's just gonna put in his initials, and that is the end of the replay. He skips this message that's like, it's like game over, and he's like, ha kid. Oh yeah, you just said it. Thanks. Oh yeah, game over. It says, why don't you try hard? Well, I think this guy did try hard.
Oh, that's what I was thinking of. I heard a rumor that the why don't you try hard message goes away if like you do something, but he got a counter stop, it didn't go away.
Good stuff.
He did try hard. Like, what more could they want?
Yeah. Why? Yeah, this guy is the definition of a tryhard. Why? Either way, do we have time for that second replay we wanted to show? Yeah,
are you talking about the Hong Kong one?
Yeah, the Hong Kong thing, because this game has a couple versions. I already talked about the US version. The Korean version is supposedly the same as the Japanese version, but the stage 1 boss, if you don't kill it for a long time, it will shoot like this aimed pattern at you. We didn't get to see it in the replay because of course he killed it fast enough, but in the Korean version it doesn't do that supposedly, and everything else is exactly the same. And then there's also the Hong Kong version, which we are going to be looking at right now. So do you got like that booted up?
Yeah, I'm getting it ready right now.
Okay, the time you should jump to is 16 minutes and 31 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, I'm at the time.
One moment.
It's like, yeah,
go
I guess
go
a little
ahead.
bit of an introduction to this. The Hong Kong version of this game is absolutely absurd. It's just like the Japanese version, but the bullet speed is insane. The safe spots aren't in this game, or at least I think maybe the stage 5 boss safe spot is still here. We'll be seeing, and it is so ridiculously, and I would say a 1cc of this version of the game is probably harder than a 2-all of the Japanese version. And no one has ever 2-alled this version to our knowledge, and in fact nobody's ever really 1cc'd this version. The only
it's
1cc
like insanely
out there,
more difficult.
the only 1cc out there is by like I said before, the best player outside of Japan, menoslug. But thing is, he edited, like he went into the service menu and edited it, so he got an extend at 1 million points and then another extend at 6 million points. So this replay is technically cheated, but either way, I think it's very good to demonstrate the Hong Kong version. It's a very good demonstration of the Hong Kong version.
Yeah,
so
sure. I'm ready.
Got it all booted up.
I'm ready to go.
Okay.
1633.
Well, 31.
31? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, alright.
So-
3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah, we can already see him we can already see that he got some bombs off of the stage. And we can already see these blue enemies coming in from the side, just having some pretty insanely fast bullets. It almost looks as if the replay is going like faster than it should be.
It would be funny if the Japanese version just put in a message at the end that said, like, go to Hong Kong for loop 3.
Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Did Ikeda go on like a vacation trip to Hong Kong and like really hate that like Hong Kong? Because like, what did he think? How did he think they deserved this? So yeah, there's really, it's just like, why is the bullet speed so high? What were they thinking?
Yeah, like I actually played the board of this myself because one of my friends has got the Hong Kong version for cheap. Actually, it's kind of it's cheaper, but he ended up switching out the ROMs and just putting the regular game in because it was just the stage 4 starts and it's just freaking stupid.
I really wish I could play DonPachi on a PCB today.
Yeah, you could look for a Hong Kong PCB and probably be cheaper.
Oh wow, yeah. Either way, we still have these enemies just trying to they're just still going fast. I think menoslug's gonna be trying to do some more point blanking because he's not. Yeah, he's bombing. He's not putting up with any of this. Yeah. So.
Sometimes you just need to show a game who's boss, you know.
Yeah, sometimes menoslug was he's already like 2-alled with like a great score, like
on the regular version.
How many times? Yeah, on the regular like Japanese version.
Okay.
I don't know how many times.
Maybe he's oh my god, those bullets!
Yeah, it's just like, why? And then like, there goes the then like.
That is so stupid.
Like one of the more bullet-heavy sections of this game, right here, he's just like menoslug is just like wavering around his ship, probably panicking right now.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, the only great thing is that like this, a basic 1cc of this is like, what, 25 minutes long? So like, playing DonPachi for 25 minutes instead of 50 minutes must just be so sweet. Because 50-minute long runs are just exhausting. Still, just I'm currently like wondering if I've sped up the video or something, because like the bullet speed. And he's also not caring about chaining at this point, so you can see like more of like being answered, like you said earlier, like, oh, is there this chain here and this chain here? No, it's very much you can do whatever. This game is a puzzle, and you have to put the pieces together.
Yeah,
it's making me think of Psycho.
I think he's going to be using another safe spot that you didn't get to see in the counterstop very, very soon. So yeah, right here, the enemies emit from the side, but he can just stand in the bottom right corner of the screen, and he's not going to get hit by anything. And there...
That also works on the stage 2 boss, doesn't it?
Stage 2 boss, you have to first like move a pixel to the left on the first wave, and then you can stand to the right. So yeah, it kind of works. So yeah, either way, these drill enemy. Oh, he died.
Man, I didn't even see what hit him.
Yeah, like these drill enemies' bullets are just ridiculous. Like
I think he just combusted. Like nothing actually hit him there.
Yeah. I remember Softring saying once that like I think bullets in this version, there are bullets that are so fast they only like are on screen for like 3 frames or something like that, which is just not. It's just like you can't dodge.
It looked like 5 frames or something.
And dude, one of the really sad part, I don't even think this is max rank that what we're seeing right here. He's already died plenty of times at this.
Yeah.
it's
So menoslug.
like Psycho.
Okay, I think we're gonna see another safe. No, I don't think he's safe spotting. Or is he?
Like
okay,
this had to be the doing of just some like greedy ass like guy behind. You know.
They were like, oh, why Hong Kong specifically? It
like,
seems so random.
They're probably thinking like, you know, at DonPachi, like this game's gonna be huge. It's gonna be freaking huge, and we're gonna just make Stage 4 just insanely hard, and from that point on, and we're just gonna get crap loads of money.
I've seen people complain the Japanese. Well, maybe not complain, but they say like the Japanese version is like still too easy. So, if you are going to talk about how easy DonPachi is, just play this version. It will suit your needs very well. Like maybe a little too well, but. So either way, this boss actually I don't think changes very much. I think his bullets are slightly faster. But overall, the absolutely absurd madness is, for the most part, over. So yeah, his bullets are a little faster, but they aren't anything too ridiculous. And Menno still has bombs in stock, so he's fine. So come on, we're about to see that final pattern. Oh yeah, the final pattern in this version of the game, it was like undodgeable in the Japanese version, and now it's like just ballistic. But either way, Menno 1cc'd the Hong Kong version, making him like he kind of cheated, but like this is to our knowledge, he's the only person who kind of 1cc'd this game.
Yeah, at least like, you know, there's someone attempting it in some shape, you know.
Yeah,
it's
and
still
that,
cool.
Oh yeah,
I'm still impressed. It's still really impressive.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's all the replays we have to show. That was DonPachi STG Weekly number 101 right there.
Yeah, excellent.
Good job.
Yeah. So anything anybody wants to say before we end off the episode? I have a couple things I want to say.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to give a couple shout outs to Sapphire SSA. He gave me a lot of like information about this game in terms of like its previous world records. He gave me like the fact that the previous world record loop 1 was 26.5 mil. And I also need to ask you guys, when is the Sand Scorpion, Zing Zing Zip, Asuka, and Undertale STG Weekly episodes?
Yeah.
We'll get to them.
We need Asuka and Asuka STG Weekly.
I haven't even heard of that game.
I have.
Asuka and Asuka. It's a quality game.
Okay. Sounds like anime.
Oh yeah, and I also need to give a little shout out to Plasmo. He unfortunately wasn't able to make it for this episode, but he is also a very good player of this game, and his routes with the Type C ship are very helpful. We'll have a bunch of like replays in like the description of this episode when it gets on YouTube. So
that's right,
be sure to check those out if you're interested.
Yeah, we got a lot of resources, and any other, I'm sure I'll get some other links from you, maybe like that you talk about some guide that was somewhere about the game. Like, get that in there too.
Yeah. Also another little shout out to Maribel Hearn, who whenever I'd have like a really close run that got like seconds away from getting the score I wanted, I would complain to, and he did God's work of putting up with me. So thank you, Maribel, very much.
Do you stream like your attempts or anything like that? Do you want to plug like a channel or anything like that?
I do have a YouTube channel.
Okay.
I don't really stream my attempts because mostly it's just I when I've fiddled around with OBS and it always seems to lag. And then and yeah, that's my main reason why I don't stream as of yet. I do have plans to stream in the future though.
Oh, cool. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Presented by Kate.
Winners don't use drugs.
Yeah, that's I don't know if that's in Don. Well, actually, is it in the
That's
US
in
version?
every USA arcade game, pretty much.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Any final comments with you guys?
Yeah, I'll just say like when you play this at like a beginner level, it's really easy to just hold the fire button or just shoot everything.
Yeah.
But I think the easiest way you can start to do chains is just don't attack stuff and just wait for like some of the targets to kind of pile on the screen and maybe just start from there. I think that's what I would do to kind of start formulating my own chains and stuff like that.
The one issue with that is that if you do that, you're probably going to die. You kind of have to setting your chains up in this game is a big part of chaining. The counterstop actually doesn't do, I guess, too much setting up because he's just so adamant, I guess.
Because it's like otherwise, if you're not like trying to get the chains like going out of your way to do it, like it's you hardly get any of them just from like the enemies coming out when you're killing everything. So maybe exercise some restraint and try to analyze some of the enemy patterns. And it looks like a lot of fun to get each chain and start to recognize like some of the chains in the game.
Yeah, I would say that something about DonPachi is that it's a very good game for beginners to the STG genre to play. In fact, this game was my very first arcade 1cc I ever got.
Oh, excellent! It's cool that you're sticking with it and going full shmup, or if you will.
Yeah, I hope to someday get 40 mil. Currently, I'm only at 26.4 mil. But
what other games do you have your eye on if you ever finish DonPachi?
Probably Diojo Black Label.
To stick with some more DonPachi action.
Yeah, I love the DDP games. I love all of them. Even B-Storm to an extent.
Yeah, this was great. This really enlightened me to the fun. Well, how much fun this game can be. So,
yeah,
I think you did a great job.
Thank you very much. So yeah, is that all you guys have to say?
Yeah, that's it for me. Okay.
Is this harder than Undertale?
Yeah, this game's
harder than Undertale.
No, Undertale is the hardest game of all time.
Genocide route, though.
Yeah.
Got to clarify that. Because the regular game, it's hard, but...
yeah, you can get through it.
But you can get through it.
I love Undertale.
Undertale is cool. We will do a STG Weekly episode on that, probably just for funsies, I think. That'd be great.
We should do like a marathon of it.
Because I like to do like weird shit like that, so...
Have like TGH who speedruns the game on it. That would be fun.
We'll get the top world record speedrun, world record Jamers, etc.
Super play.
Super play Sans super play.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, also, I have one more thing to say. So, 1cc marathon. Guys, some of you may have heard about this marathon going on right now. In fact, myself and Trap, also part of STG Weekly, was doing a JJ Squawkers 1cc on this marathon. Actually was hosting
he did Gunnail too.
And Gunnail, yeah. So there's been some shmups on this marathon, but it's just a thing that's happened. This is the second time it's happening, and I did host it before the show to kind of get you guys hyped because SM Radis, another member of the shmups community, was doing
SM Radis. Oh, I just wanted to say SM Radis also played DonPachi back in the day.
He's played a lot of games. I was commenting during the 1cc marathon. He did a 24-hour 1cc shmups thing, which is really awesome.
Yeah,
like that's a lot to remember.
Aquas did a nice Muchi Muchi pork too all.
Yeah, so there's shmups on there. There's it wasn't a 2-all, it's actually just a 1-all, by the way.
That's cool.
Yeah, 2-all, that's not consistent for me at all. But so I'm going to be hosting that channel once we're done here. So you guys check it out. It's on the final day. There's going to be some cool stuff. still happening on that channel, twitch.tv/1cc marathon. But just thought I'd send you guys over there, you know, to extend the courtesy, because we were thinking of maybe skipping this episode because it's going on right now, but you know, it's all good. It's all good in the hood, because we're gonna spread the love and send you guys over there. So that's gonna do it for STG Weekly 101. Thanks everyone, and till next time.
Till next time.
Thanks for playing this game. Bye.
That's adorable.